So what we've done is we've been very clear on we have 5 core product management core jobs to be done. And we talk about those jobs to be done frequently. And our roadmap has swim lanes against those. And we also have another kind of lens of like the other parts that kind of feed multiple jobs that are layers that need to exist that, extend beyond just one job. And they're interrelated and there's a lot of connective tissue and all of that. But one of the things that not only that we do, like outside of our product, because we're working to productize this, is we're measuring something called time, we're doing something called time to benefit. And it's cohort analytics. I call it time to pi, which has some story behind it, but it's like time to pi, like how much time does it take me to get pi and to get to that pi? And so that payoff, that benefit. And the idea is what we're building, and ultimately it'll be for everybody to measure, is this idea of I have goals when somebody new comes into my product, there is a certain job to be done, and we want to measure the efficiency of how long it takes, how much can, over time with every new cohort, reduce that amount of time to benefit for every new person that onboards. And so not only do we measure that as a KPI, but we're looking to productize it obviously for others to do that. What right now it requires you to do is, not everybody does, is understand what are your leading indicators, what are the things that lead to the benefit, or what are the things that actually are the benefit. And sometimes people think it's this, and when you look at the jobs to be done framework, it's actually this. And so again, first getting that clarity on what it is you're actually, like why people are actually hiring your product, and then measuring the time it takes to get that and to then reduce that is obviously, it's very data driven, but again, like there's so many technology applications, and I think it's to help you with that. And then it's just really breaking the frame of thinking, in order for my software to be big, I need you to log into my software to get something out. It's like, that just feels old. That feels like three steps too many. And so it's a goal of ours. It's a big goal, but we think that's, ultimately really important. Going back to the, once you install our JavaScript stuff, we record every action that they take. And so one of the, you have to make some assumptions. So for example, if the job to be done is I upload a document and then hit submit, because that saves me time to do this, and that, then when it shows that somebody has uploaded a document and hit submit, we know that that's a little bit of a triangulation that we have to do to say they've done all of these steps by way of behavior, by way of a path, and therefore they've done it. And so we could say if we know that's the job to be done and then they've done it, then we know they've benefited from it. So for example, when I was at QuickBooks, the time to pi, or the pie, or the carrot was, they're small business owners where cash flow is their oxygen. It's what they need to survive as a small business. The thing that they wanted to see as soon as possible, without any friction and with the highest degree of accuracy, not precision, but accuracy, is my first snapshot at a P&L. And so what we would work on, whether it was more integrations with banks, whether it was the first use experience of understanding and knowing more about your business and doing it in a way that we could, reducing that time to that first look into your P&L. Right. And so, like, again, from how we would measure it from analytics perspective is, what's that point in time where you've linked your banks, because we could see that in the data, and then to the point where you hit compile P&L or whatever, and then you see it. Like, we would measure that, right? And then the idea is, okay, for that month cohort of those customers, for new customers, it took 12 minutes and 30 seconds. Do we get to 11 minutes? Do we get to 10 minutes, et cetera? It's not perfect, but it's enough to say we feel like we're improving. Mint.com. So similar to like QuickBooks, it was measuring how long does it take for you to get a snapshot of how you spend your money in that pie chart. That nobody had that back in the day. Now everybody does, every bank, every credit card. But back then, like getting to that breakdown of I spend this much money in food, this much money in this, that people are like, whoa, like because you're aggregating all of your information. It's the first time people had that snapshot. So they dubbed it time to pie, and I've just carried that. And it kind of sounds like, I mean, I love some pies, but not all pies. But like, it's like, oh, time to cake, right? Time to pie, like, but it actually is time to the pie chart.